Good morning. It's sort of early on Thursday, and you can see, well, actually, I've had my eye on the weather, non-stop for the last sort of 3 months, really. But look at this. Temperature does not drop below 9 degrees for the next 2 to 3 days. So this is epoxy fiberglassing weather. It means that we can hopefully finish off a whole load of projects on the boat today. So we're going to get down to the boatyard ASAP, and I hope you enjoy the video.
Here we go. I got so much stuff. I brought my little trusty trolley with me today. It has been raining, but it's amazing that it's kind of pouring with rain in Liverpool, and we're like, what, 15 miles down the road, if that, and it's been bright and dry here. So it's definitely been raining because it's a bit damp, but forecast is not for rain because we don't want water when we're doing epoxy and fiberglassing. Boat's pretty dry. I've just got the thingy off, the cover off. The first job today is to get this bilge completely dry so we can get some things fiberglassed onto the bottom of it. It's really filthy down there as well. So hopefully we'll get a lot of the gravel out of there because it's taken a lot of the paint off. I probably need to get some paint, don't I? And you can see inside the lockers as well. That probably needs a bit of a repaint, doesn't it? Otherwise the fiberglass will be exposed, which is never good. I've left one floorboarding because I need it just to stand on, but you can see these poor old floorboards have taken a right old battering. They've been brilliant all season since I re-oiled them, but just working in the boat and all the gravel here and getting that into the boat hasn't really done the boards any good at all. So they're going to get taken home and we're going to give them another once over. I've taken the wood block out that stops the boat from dipping down at the back, keeps it nice and straight, and I've got the boat up as high as I can get it on the jockey wheel. And what that's done is just got all the water out the front here, so all the water's in the back here now. So number one, hopefully some of it will go out there the bung, but I don't think it is going to. But it's easier to get out there, so we'll just bail that out quickly and then dry this down as best we can, and then we'll leave that to dry. Right, there's the boat, nice and dry, and essentially up this bit is the dry bit we need. Let's move that. Yeah, nice and dry. So we can maybe flatten her off a bit now and get some epoxying done. Just giving this pipe a clean. It's disgusting. It's like slimy and dirty. So we'll just give that a quick clean while we're at it. I'm just going to give this a little towel as well, just to make sure it gets nice and dry. Right, good. Just checking this little. That has held amazingly well. Just stuck on. I got the anchor, so we can give this a test. So let's have a little look. So it needs to come back a tickle to here. Maybe a bit further actually. There we go. Maybe there and there. There you go. And that's where that's going to lie. It's all an experiment, this, but I'm hoping these will work, and we'll refine them as we go along. I think next season there'll be something very easy to take them off, put new ones on. I think they're done until we start using it now, and I think, like I said, the design will be refined as we go along, can be easily updated, but I think the general idea of that works really well. Before we fit the battery box, this is my solar panel, so that's the intended position of it, just there. And then obviously what we'll need to do is secure that. These rubber sucky things aren't going to work on here, even if they're on the smooth gel coat. I still wouldn't trust them. So what we can do is we can either bring some little wood blocks in like this, and then attach it to the wood block or the frame and then stick that down. I don't like the idea of that, how that's quite permanent. So what we could do is, oh yeah, so what we need to do is raise it up a little bit, otherwise we're not going to be able to put the wire. We need a hole for the wire to go through. Interestingly, even in this really grey sky, you can see, look, the little red light is on. It is giving out some charge. These things on the back are actually USB, so you can charge USB straight from it, but I think I'm gonna just fill that with silicone, because I don't want those to, you know, rust and cause a short circuit. I've got a new toy, very cheap, 20 quid off Amazon, and it's actually a new light, and it's got a really good control over the power, and you can also change the yellow, you know, the, what they call that, the warmth of the light. It also comes with a little diffuser cover that you can put some coloured filters in as well, so you can use it like that, or you can use it like this. It's got a 3,200 milliamp hour battery, so it could actually double up as a little makeshift light as well, you know, for the boat or for me. There's a lot more water in the boat, and I didn't know where it was coming from, but it's coming from the bilge pipe. So as I've been moving this bilge pipe, it's full of water, because obviously it's filled up and I haven't been using the bilge, and of course it's been dumping it in the boat, or draining in the boat. So right, I've just got the boat flat back to its normal position. There wasn't enough water to go forward, so now the boat is completely dry, and hopefully she'll dry out nicely, ready for epoxying some of those clips down on the bottom of the bilges. But now we're going to look at this battery box while we're on the subject of solar panels and electricity. So I'm going to pop the camera here. There we go. And hopefully this light will give us a little bit of, I think that's as bright as it goes, will give us a little bit of light. Let's do that. Let me just check the camera, looks fine. Right, and here's the battery box, and that's going to go roughly here. And that looks good, doesn't it? And we can maybe put it, no, it's not going to go any more than that. No, that's right, because it goes to there, and it'll be just 4 of this. Now I need to get the blocks. The idea is that these blocks will go here, and then hopefully we'll get another set of blocks there, something like that, and then we can attach a little screw into this one, which should keep it from moving. And if I can just get into there, I can attach another screw in the ones that are going to go at the back. So I think that's going to be brilliant. It's trying to rain. I can just feel the tiniest mist of rain. It doesn't look like rain if you look up at the sky, but I do hope it doesn't rain, because that's just going to make things a bit of a nightmare. And actually the boat's not drying out as it is because it's so damp, so you know, I do need it to dry out so we can get on with some epoxying in a minute, you know, later on. Now we've got the job of getting these motor pad bolts out, so yeah, this is either going to go well or it's not going to go well at all. First job I'm going to do is try and tap out I think there were the 2 bolts at the bottom. Yeah, the 2 bolts at the bottom need tapping out. So we'll start with this one on the right, and we'll see if we can get them out. Oh, so one's actually fallen out, and this one is out, but just needs to get through the wood. Just try and grab that one. Ah, they're like amazingly short, aren't they? They are amazingly short. A lot shorter than I thought they'd be. Just need to get some pliers or something to get this one out. Whoa, look at that one. That one rusty bolt. So these are zinc galvanized, but they're probably as old as the boat. And you know what, they probably would have been okay, but you never know. So yeah, I'm glad I've got these out. Now, if you remember these top bolts, I couldn't get them unscrewed last week, so we're going to chop them out. Now this one I can't chop out. I can't get it to turn at all, so I'm going to try and delicately take the top off here. New battery, only got one left. Give that a little tap, see if it will go. Oh Christ, I won't be doing that. See, this side's completely off, you can see. So I need to, I'm going through discs like Bilio here. They are cutting, but they're getting worn out quite quickly as well. Right, hopefully we'll get it on this one. Whoa! I'm going to put a bloody hole through there. There you go, you can see that's bending now. Give us a better access. Oh, just... I think my Dremel's overheating a little bit, so we'll let that cool down. I think we might be able to get it now. Oh, we're more than halfway through. There we go. Yes! Awesome. Now, this has now got to be hammered through this way to get that bolt out. Hopefully we can do that. Let me now. Let's get a different. That's not going anywhere. Okay. So let's just try it. Can bring it off this way. Gosh, this is horrendous. Yeah, nothing's happened, nothing's coming off, so I probably there we go. I think this bolt just had a little bit of a flange on the bottom of it. But anyway, there's the motor pad off. Now this should go through now. Right, God, you can see just how rusted this bolt is. Look how thin it is. So that's why this has taken so long to get this one out. Maybe we're just going to have to sacrifice this wedge. Yeah, it's gone anyway, look. It's gone anyway. You shouldn't be able to do that easy. And we've got the new pad, so that, just check that's not hot, should now tap through. Hooray! Right, let's get on the boat. Whew. There we go, one motor pad gone. All the bolts gone, more to say. Other than this one wedge that has cracked. Oh yeah, and it's a little bit soft in there. You know what, it's probably cracked because of the rust at some stage has expanded in here and just cracked it. But this part of it is actually pretty good nick. And the wood matches the boat, whereas the new pad, for some reason, it doesn't match the boat. I think maybe the newer boats have got slightly different coloured wood, but it's not a big deal. So there we go. Let's we'll take this home anyway, and we'll see if we can make something of it. But that's one big job. I'm glad it's done. The new pad has come, but I'm going to give it a good sand to try and get that nasty colour off it, and I'm going to T-coil it. And then the other thing is we've had a bit of a comedy of errors with Drascombe. They just keep sending the wrong bolts. So as soon as we get the new bolts for the bottom, we'll get that board put back on, and that'll be all ready for the new engine. Wow, look at that! Look how thin that bolt was. And you see, the trouble with that is, why you've got an e-propulsion that weighs like 8 kilos on the back, you're fine. When you put your 25 kilo motor and decide to, jaunt 2 miles out to sea, that's when this will break. So that's why we've taken them out, and I'm really glad we did. You can actually see on the end there, I hope you can see on the end there that I did manage to get the bolt cut there, but it's so rusted to this that even with half the bolt not even biting now, it still wouldn't come off. So there we go, good job done. The wood's dried out quite nicely, so I'm gonna get the wood sanded down, and we're gonna get a coat of oil on the wood. because I think then there's a shouting chance of getting another coat on before we go. Those of you that watched the video, when I first bought Lulu and I got her down to Lake Bala, I gave all the wood a bit of a deck soiling, but I didn't sand it at all, so it was only a rough job and it was only one coat. When you look at the floorboards and how amazing I know they look a bit scruffy at the moment, but how amazing they came up, I'm really hoping we can get all of this up to like new if we give it a good sand. So yeah, here we go. Just checking I've got my deck soil with me. I have. So let's get going. Oh, I forgot to say I'm going to try 120 grit. Might be a little bit harsh. I've got no 180 though, so I have got 240 as well. So I might try on the 240, see how that gets me, and then if we need a bit more, we'll go 120. A well-earned break. So one thing, I cannot believe how different that's looking. Look how much lighter it is compared to this side. That's crazy. Oh yeah, I've got to sand the little mizzen foot or holder or whatever that's called as well. Right, let's crack on. There you go, look at that, thwart done. Oh, I just noticed, I literally missed that little bit. Look, there we go, that'll do. Thwart done, whatever this is called done, rudder stock done, and then the gunnels and the transom done. Basically all the wood is done. Who knew? Who knew it was that colour? I'm well chuffed with that. I'm really glad we did it. The other thing I'm thinking about now is getting all the brass back up. Look, because that was green, it was like this. Might be worth just getting the little Dremel, getting a bit of a polish going on there. Look on this side. That's 2 coats of deck soil on the wood. It is actually darkening up a bit now. You can see it does darken it a little bit. It's looking brilliant, isn't it? When we get her washed, she's going to look beautiful. Right, I'm going to do a little bit of epoxying now. Right, we've mixed up some 404 in there as well. And the first job I want to do is under here. So you might see under here, or I hope you can see that. We want to get this all filleted so it'll take some more fiberglass over the top. We did have a little bit of gapping here. And we just need to fill this up, and then we need to get this kind of just a little fillet on it so it'll take some more fiberglass over the top a lot more easily. The first thing is to get this little hole leveled up, so just going to fill this now. Make that nice and strong and nice and level. There we go. Doesn't need to look pretty because we're going to put a layer of fiberglass over this. I think that'll just about do it. There's the inside done. a little filleted all the way around. And then the next job is to get these little clips done. You can see those, there's one clip there, one clip there. I'm hoping that'll be enough. If we need another clip, we can put them in, but that's those two done. And then the last job is to try and put these blocks in for the battery box. So I've got to go and get the battery box. The first block's in for the battery box, and I've just set them so they're a little bit tilted. And then I'm going to wait till they're hard to do the second set of battery blocks, because I think they'll get unsettled if not. So we're going to have to come back another day to finish that off. However, what we can do is start fiberglassing in here. Let's wet this out. Don't want that on there. Don't really want it on there because it'll just gel coat really is what you want there. Right, there we go, that's drying nicely. We've got that epoxying done. Let's show you in there. Starting to look really good, that is. Over there. Oh, there's just a little bit at the top there just come off, but we'll sort that. So I think we're going to get the, say the sun's come out, which also means I've noticed bugs are coming out and getting stuck in my new oiling. Gonna get the cover on and we're gonna go, call it a day. It's been a big day today, really chuffed.